Good day and thank you for watching this video. My name is Elijah Aderemi. In this video, I'm going to show you the procedure for UI direct entry admission. All you have to do, what you have to know, and what you should do at a particular time so that you not waste your time and money and resources and all that. So this video is born out of the need to satisfy the curiosity of so many direct entry candidates. Over the years, I used to respond to different messages from different angles about direct entry admission procedure and all that, and I've been doing my best to provide answers and offer consultation services for concerned candidates. I've discovered that so many direct entry candidates do not know. Some of them do not even know how to ask the right questions, thereby giving consultants headache and stress and all that. I want you to pay attention to this video because you may not come across this type of video anywhere else, and because I will give a comprehensive explanation and all that. So that's the introduction by the way. The first thing you have to do as a direct entry candidate into University of Ibadan is to check the admission requirement for the course you want to study. That's the very first step you are going to take, and that's the most important one. It serves as the foundation for your admission, without which any other thing you are doing uh, will just be a waste. Okay, so if you have sent me a message at any point in time, this is the exact message I will send to you because it allows me to uh, give an answer to questions regarding direct entry admission to save my time. And that's one of the essence of this video. So when you see this, just click on the link as it is showing here. Just click on the link and I'm going to take you to the document now. And that document contains the admission requirements. Okay, so when you see this document, I used to have issues explaining this document as well. I used to have issues with it because of the interpretation, how candidates interpret the requirements. So as a direct entry candidate, you have to read every column of these requirements. You have to read it one after the other. So you scroll to check the course you want to apply for. For example, you are applying for animal science. Let me tell you from at this point that there are different categories of direct entry candidates depending on the qualification they have. Some of them may have uh, NC qualification, some of them ND, some of them HND, some of them first degree, some of them A levels. And I'm going to point it out that there are many A level certificates or results, but only one of them is acceptable in University of Ibadan, and that's Cambridge A level. So anywhere you are checking this document and you see two A level passes and all that, it means specifically Cambridge A level. So don't use that JMB or JUPEP to apply for admission UI. They will not recognize it. That's one of the questions I used to respond to over the years. So let's go ahead. We are taking animal science as an example now. So you can say you have identified the course you want to apply for in a faculty and all that. So you come under this direct entry column. You check here. When you get to animal science, you see A level, two A level passes in chemistry and one from biology or botany or zoology or agricultural science, economics, physics, geography, and geology or mathematics, which may be pure or applied. So the interpretation of this is that Cambridge A level you have like three subjects. When you are taking Cambridge A level, you have like three subjects which you can choose at the point of your registration when you are registering for that A level. So UI requires that you have two passes in two subjects, which may be chemistry. That means chemistry is fundamental, is very important. That means you are applying for animal science, which you have Cambridge A level certificate. You must have chemistry and one from the rest that they have mentioned. So that means and one from biology or botany or zoology or agriculture or any other subject they mention here. So you see that the first subject they mention is compulsory. That means that's a compulsory subject, and that's for those who are applying with Cambridge A level. Okay, let's move ahead to the UTME subject. So since you are not you are not a UTME uh, candidate, so this place is not for you. You are not concerned with it. So here now, the next one is for O level requirement. So when you get to this stage, you have to check the O level requirement for the course you are applying for. It is very important that you have the O level requirement apart from the other qualification you want to use. So here you are applying for animal science, you must have 5 O level subjects at one sitting or 6 O level subjects at two sittings, to include one, English language compulsory, biology or agric science compulsory, chemistry compulsory, mathematics compulsory. That's how many? One, two, three, four, five compulsory subjects. So in case you are applying with two sittings, then you can add one of geography, or if you are adding two, you can add geography and physics, you can add economics. So that means if you are applying with one sitting, you must have English, biology or agric, that's two, chemistry, that's three, mathematics, that's four. One, two, three, four. And any one of geography, that making five, or physics making five, or economics making five. But if you are using two sittings, which means you are going to use 6 O level subjects, that means you'll be adding two to English language, biology or Greek, chemistry, mathematics. So you add two to it. You can add two of geography and physics. You can add geography and economics. You can have geography and physics and economics. You can just combine two out of geography, physics, and economics. In addition to English language, biology or Greek, chemistry, mathematics. So you should understand how I explain now. So here, this is one of the most important aspect of the entry requirement. So Ibadan requires, or Ibadan accepts NC or OND or HND in the related fields. Ibadan here stands for University of Ibadan. So you should understand like that. That means if you are applying for animal science, if you are not applying with Cambridge A level, then you are either applying with NC, OND, that's ND, HND in related fields. Related fields, you know that you should be having like ND in animal science from the polytechnic, or HND in animal science from polytechnic, or NC in animal science from a college of education and all that. So that means we have like four categories of people that can apply for animal science through direct entry. Number one are those who have Cambridge A level and they possess two passes in chemistry compulsory and anyone from other subject that they listed. That's category one. Category two, those who have NCE in a related field, that means a field that is related to animal science or animal science itself. OND in animal science or in a related field. HND in animal science or in a related field. Now, this is where another question comes in. Some dietetic candidate will be asking me, okay, how many points do they accept for NC? How many points do they accept for OND, or let's say upper class, or let's say lower class, distinction, merit, and all that. The thing is that if there would be a need for that, they will note it under this special consideration. Let me repeat that. If there will be a need for, let's say they need upper credit, they need upper credit in OND, they will state it categorically here that okay, we only accept upper credit in OND for this course. We only accept distinction in OND for this course. They will specifically state it. So what this is telling you is that you should ensure that you have a good result, because admission is competitive everywhere, and it is survival of the fittest. So don't let us waste much time on that. Let us use another course as an example, so that some other questions that people used to ask me will be able to uh, answer it. So here is saying the second uh, special consideration here says that University of Ibadan accepts O-level credit pass in biology and credit pass in agricultural science. So that specifically means that University of Ibadan does not they will not tell you that okay, oh, we are only accepting those who have A's or those who have B's or all that. University of Ibadan only accept at least a credit in the relevant subject that they mentioned for you. So they are not concerned whether you have straight A's or you have straight B's or all that. They accept you as long as you have at least credit, that's C, at least credit in the relevant subject that they tell you. So that's another question. Okay, I'm looking for some other courses with uh, let's say complicated requirements like that. Okay, let's go to nursing. Let's go to nursing so that, and we'll be going to education, we'll be looking at faculty of arts, communication and language arts specifically, so that I'll be able to touch every aspect of question. Okay, let's look at communication and language arts. So University of Ibadan do not specifically offer mass communication. So it is communication language arts. That's another answer to another question. Okay, so if you're applying for communication language arts, if you're having Cambridge A level certificate, you should understand that you are required to have two A level passes to include literature in English. That means literature in English is what is compulsory, and one other arts or social science subject. That means you can have government as an addition to literature in English in your Cambridge A level. You can have economics. You can have any other subject that belongs to art or social science. So that's that by the way. So let's go to O level. They accept two sittings for this course as well. And the most important subjects that they require are this: English language compulsory, literature in English compulsory, and one art subject and any other 2 or 3 subjects from arts, social sciences or science. Okay, here we need to listen attentively. This requirement says that you must have English language, you must have literature in English, very compulsory, and you must have one art subject. That means we have 3 compulsory subjects you must have. English, literature, that's clear, and one art subject. So I used to have issues with interpretation of this when they ask me, because some of those candidates they will not understand. Art subjects are literature in English, Yoruba, CRS. Those are art subjects. Economics is not an art subject, it's a social science subject. Government is not an art subject, it's a social science subject. History as well is an art subject. So which means if you are applying for communication language art, either as a UTME candidate or as a direct entry candidate, you must have English language, literature in English, and either CRS, either Yoruba language or any other language, maybe Igbo or something like that, or history. You must have 3 of those: English literature, Yoruba or history, or CRS. Those 3 must be there. Then you can now add any other 2 or 3 if you are combining results. If you are, let's say you want to use 2 sittings, then you'll be looking for any other 3 subjects. But if you are using a single sitting, that means you are looking for any other 2 subjects. But English language is compulsory, literature in English is compulsory, and one art subject. One art subject should be a CRS, should be Yoruba or any other language subject, should be history. You must have those 3 things, those 3 subjects, very important, before you can add any other 2 to make 5 or any other 3 to make 6. Okay, let's go to direct entry candidates now. So University of Ibadan will accept OND in mass communication with upper credit. Don't forget what I said earlier, that when they ask me do they would they accept lower credit, would they accept distinction or so something like that, I told you that they will state it specifically under this section that this is what we accept for this course if they need it. So University of Ibadan will only accept at least upper credit grade for those who are using OND in mass communication to apply for communication language arts. So if you have anything lower than upper credit, just forget about it. Although you may have distinction, but at least you must have upper credit grade. Okay. And also that applicant must meet all the O-level requirement to qualify for direct entry admission. So you should have this O-level requirement in addition to your OND. So that means we have 2 category of people that can apply for communication language arts as direct entry candidates. Number 1 are those who have Cambridge A level and they possess literature in English and one other arts subject or social science subject, which means they may have literature in English and government, literature in English and economics, literature in English and CRS and all that. That's for those who have Cambridge A level. But those who are using OND, they should possess at least upper credit grade. Anything lower than that, forget about it. And in addition, they must have 5 O-level credit or 6 O-level credits respectively. So please note the waiver. Don't use any other requirement to apply. So we only have 2 category of people. So that's by the way. So let's go to education. So we have touched Cambridge people, how they would know the requirement for their course. I've talked about OND, and let's go to NC. That's Faculty of Education. So Faculty of Education, which one should we use so that we're able to touch uh, some aspects? Let's use English, maybe English and Political Science. Okay, English and Political Science. Okay, I'm looking for one that accepts NC so that NC candidate will also be okay. Okay. Human kinetics, guidance and counseling, business education. Okay. They have already added business education here. Okay, as I'm looking for that, let me quickly tell you that there are some courses that they are newly introduced and they have not been included in this document. Therefore, if your course falls into that category, just know that there's no other way you can know the requirement for that course unless and until you go to the admission phase. Okay, let's use English education now. So education and English under Faculty of Education. For those who are using Cambridge, you have two A-level subjects to include literature in English. So you can have literature in English and any other subject. For O-level, they accept two sittings. Okay, let me point it out that there are some courses that they don't accept two sittings, and those are courses from the College of Medicine specifically, and maybe pharmacy too. That's not the we're not looking at that. So O level requirement, I've explained how it works. Compulsory subjects are mentioned first and other subjects. So this place, University of Ibadan accept credit pass in two SC teaching subjects, including English literature, not general English, provided that they meet the basic O level requirement. Now, you must understand this, that at SC level they used to combine courses, minor and major one. Let's say English and political science, English and social studies, English and French, English and CRS and all that. So if you are applying to Faculty of Education in the department of let's say English education now as an NC graduate, you should know that you must have two combined subjects, which includes English literature and not general English, not GES or GSC or GST. You should have English literature as either a major or a minor, and another teaching subject, which may be English and Yoruba, English and CRS, English and other teaching subjects. So that's that. I'm looking for another one so that you understand Islamic study, education and Islamic studies and all that. So all well and good, it goes and on like that. So let's touch those who are for nursing as well, and then we go to law and we go to medicine and surgery. Okay, for nursing people, Cambridge A level is clear, O level is clear. Here they only mention 5 O level credit passes in English language, biology, physics, chemistry and mathematics. That means they don't accept two sittings. Any course that they do not add 5 O level credit or 6 O level credit, that means they only accept what? One sitting. You cannot combine any resource to apply for that. So under nursing, Cambridge is clear, O level requirement is clear. So now if you are applying as a data entry candidate into this course, you must be a registered nurse. Either you have studied at a school of nursing and you have ND in nursing, and you are already a registered nurse or midwife, or you went to uh, school of nursing and you are already a licensed and registered nurse. Okay, you must possess any of the following professional qualification and must have registered with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. So you must have studied maybe general nursing, psychiatric nursing or midwifery. So if you are qualified as a nurse, you are qualified to practice as a nurse, you can apply for this. So we have two categories of people that can apply as a data entry candidate: Cambridge A-level people and those who are registered nurse. I hope you understand. And they don't accept two O-level results, only one sitting. So for medicine and surgery people, uh 3 A-level passes. Remember that some Cambridge requirement we have been looking at, they only mention like 2 A-level passes, but for medicine and surgery they are looking for 3 A-level passes, and the subject they need, they have identified it. And also they accept BSc in relevant fields. BSc in relevant field. Don't use BSc in police science to apply for medicine and surgery. Okay, let's say BSc in anatomy, BSc in physiotherapy, BSc in biochemistry, BSc in microbiology and all that. BSc in related field. So if you're having BSc in related field to medicine and surgery, you can apply. So we have like two category of people that can apply for medicine and surgery as a data entry candidate. And you must have O-level uh requirement as well. They don't accept two sittings, and they only accept only one sitting. So that's for nursing and me and medicine and surgery. MLS, I used to have issues with these people as well. UI does not accept uh ND in SLT. They will not admit you. So they accept HND with upper credit in related fields or equivalent professional qualifications. You should understand. So don't use a ND to apply for MLS. Okay, let's go to law for the last time. Let's go to law. Okay, engineering people as well. Check your uh, requirements. First medicine as well. Make sure you take care of the requirements. Yes, for law, for Cambridge people, UI requires that you have two papers at advanced level, that's A level, plus credits in 5 or 6 other O level subjects, including the subject they mentioned. So that means you can apply for law with Cambridge A level. You are having two passes, or let's say two papers. Okay, yes, and they accept two sittings as well. So here is very important to those who are applying for law, either as a direct entry candidate or as a UTME candidate. So you must have literature in English in your O level result. Literature in English in your O level result. Either you are applying as a direct entry candidate or as a UTME candidate. So the reason, um let me point out. Okay, 5 O-level subjects at one sitting or 6 O-level subjects at 2 sittings to include English language, literature in English. That means English language is compulsory, literature in English is compulsory, and any other subjects from arts, social sciences or science. So you can use biology, physics, chemistry, English and literature to apply for law if you have it. Either you are combining or you are using one. Damn.